We're going to roll because it's 8 o'clock and we lead by example. We said 8. We're starting at 8, so it's just a minute or so after. So I just want to give, if you guys don't mind just muting your lines, feel free to use the chat at any point in time that you want to throw something in there, do some shout outs in there. And tonight, oh, someone's typing super fast. You have like 100 words a minute or something. I'm jealous. That's awesome. So I just want to, I have huge gratitude and huge thank you for you guys for being here on the call tonight. Yeah, if you guys are jumping on, it's awesome to have you join us. Just feel free to mute your lines once you jump on. That would be great. Would fully appreciate that. Okay, guys, thanks so much. Anything that you want to share or throw in the meantime throughout this call, feel free to throw it in the chat. This is going to be a power-packed call, so I hope you have your pens ready. I hope you have your paper ready, because you're about to hear from 7 different people on some takeaways of the call. And when we have a few minutes at the end, perhaps we can do some extra shares. We've got a lot of amazing things coming in the calls ahead to come. And I'll share more with you about that towards the end of the call. But for now, again, I just mentioned about the gratitude that I have, and I really want to give a huge special shout out to the committee members, those of you that really stepped up and led the charge this weekend in making sure people knew what was happening, what was going on. I want to give huge shout out and huge love to Morgan, and I'm going to start bawling. Morgan, I'm so grateful for you and everything that you did for this weekend, because you took time out of your experience to make sure that these guys had the most amazing experience, and you are the most incredible leader and friend that anyone could ever ask for. So thank you for all you did for everyone the last year and this weekend. You're amazing. So you guys give it up for Morgan. Awesome. I also want to give it up for Jacqueline, because that party that we had, our first official Raw party, was thank you to Jacqueline for creating the opportunity for us to come together as one team to unite. Cross line, all of us were cross line that were there. I was the epic restart person.
Oh my God, I'm so full right now, but I can't stop eating it.
Can you mute, Kristen? Was that you, hun? Someone who just jumped on, you guys can mute your lines. I'm in the middle of a heartfelt moment here. Don't blow my moment. Anyways, Jack, we know how much you put into that party, and I'm so grateful that you stepped out and were willing to do that, and you did a fantastic job arranging the whole thing. So big love to you, our friend. You are amazing. You were like in charge, and everything was so fun. So thank you. And then to Kristen for arranging those amazing shirts. How beautiful was it to see, different ages of the pre-starts and the starts. There were kids in that room wearing shirts, you guys. How cool is that? Like, how incredible is that? So thank you, Kristen, for arranging that and for making sure that I had one that said mama on the sleeve. Like, I will cherish that forever. So thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I'm so grateful. So we've got an amazing call here. We're going to go through lots of different things that people are going to share from some of their takeaways from the event. Feel free to post in the chat anytime as we go through the call. There's a couple of things I wanted to touch on, but I'm going to wait to the end to get to that, because I just want to get rolling here. So first, what I'm going to do is, speaking of the shirts, I'm going to ask Kristen to step in. Actually, before we do that, quick disclaimer. We are Start Canada. We are all associates of Isagenix, which is a health and wellness company. And we are all here to impact world health and help people change their lives physically and financially. And in the process, create the world's largest health and wellness company. How many of you can get super stoked about that? Whoop, whoop. Awesome. And we're all about contribution and giving back. Now, what you may hear on this call, if you're someone listening in who has not yet joined the movement, and we just want to let you know that we are going to be talking about an opportunity here for people to transform their bodies, for people to transform their lives financially as well. So what you hear here is very independent of you and what you put into it. And we've just spent an epic weekend learning more about how to transform our own lives and people around us. So on that note, Kristen, I'm going to pass it over to you, and you're going to share a little bit with us about the shirts that I was talking about. Over to you, babe.
Hey, guys. So this weekend was super freaking amazing, and Tina, thank you for the thank you. That really meant a lot. And shout out to Morgan and Jack, guys. We would not have done it without each other. This is so much fun, and I'm just so incredibly grateful for the two of you and how much closer we came this weekend to together as one. But as the shirts go, We had about 70 sold, which was so awesome, guys. Like, that's 70 people walking around with Start Canada shirts. That's pretty freaking amazing. But I had a lot of people asking me about if we were going to do another order, and we totally are. So if you can send me a message on Facebook, or ask Morgan how to get a hold of me or something like that, and we'll put out another order. Shipping will be extra, though. That's why this event was so important, to get your orders in, and we wanted to wear them at the event too. So but if you guys are still looking for shirts, they're more than welcome to be ordered. You just got to get a hold of me. And that's pretty much all I have to say. It was so great to see you guys all wearing them, and the group photo was awesome. So I love you all.
Oh, fantastic. And thank you again, Kristen, for doing that. And, we'll definitely, I'm sure lots of people will be getting in touch with you. Kristen, what was one of your biggest takeaways from the weekend?
Honestly, my biggest takeaway from this weekend was I was just so overjoyed with literally every single person that was in the room. Like, I just felt so empowered and so, like, turned on in, like, the best way, shape, or form. Like, I felt like I was amped up this weekend to, like, walk out of there and be able to totally transform everything that's in front of me. This weekend was so needed on so many levels. Like, someone mentioned that earlier. That is so true for me and my team. We really needed it. My biggest takeaway was probably how awesome Shannon Fisher was. She smacked me in the face with so many different things. I don't have my book open right now because I was going to take notes. So honestly, guys, I'm so honored to have Shannon Fisher from Peterborough be part of, like, my team, or I'm part of her team, because she killed it this weekend. So that's my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So those of you that have joined the call, some of you I just acknowledged may not have been able to make it to the event. So we are just doing our takeaways from the event, and we are so grateful that you're here to share with us, because we hope to inspire you through what we were able to be in person for, because we can definitely share the love, and that's why we're here. On that note, Jack, speaking about that, can you share with us some of your some of your wrap-ups from the party, baby?
Yeah. I want to open up, and I want to say thank you to Tina and to Kristen and to Morgan, because they've really been my belief givers in organizing this thing. And it was just a dream we had, and it turned out to blow the roof off almost the restaurant. So I want to say thank you, because when we work together, we're unstoppable. And I want to say a bigger thank you to the START committee and to all of you that were able to come out, and even if you weren't able to come out, that supported the idea, because we fostered our culture in a way that we didn't think was possible. And I'm so proud of it. I can't, like, my heart is like up here now, because I'm thinking about how I was feeling when I got to see everybody from different cities and different teams. We didn't know each other. We all know each other on Facebook, but now we've eaten together. We've breaking bread. Like, that's just so damn powerful. And I'm so proud of all of us. Like, I just can't even get over the feeling. Like, I'm actually shaking. So, like, the atmosphere was great. It's so cool that we got to get together and get to know each other and support each other on a more basic level than we ever thought we needed to. And, like, I think it was Lena earlier saying that this was an event that we all needed. And even, like, getting to sit beside somebody at your event and taking notes together and sharing your wires, doing whatever and practicing those skills, but having dinner and catching up with somebody, that's meaningful. And we're able to foster that in such a small environment. And even next year, it's going to be even bigger, because corporate has recognized our efforts, and we're building that relationship, and we can only go bigger and better from here. Like, we're in the baby stages of our Start Canada growth. And even in the last 6 months, it's been exponential with the number of people being added by the day. Like, I don't even know how many approval things I hit the other day. I lost count. I was like, that's fine. Like, we're growing, guys, and it's so freaking cool. Yeah. So cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. And thank you again for that. Yes. And to each and every one of you guys that was at the party, spread the word about it. And you guys were part of making it such a huge success. It wouldn't have been what it was if you guys weren't there, clearly. So thank you. Thanks, Jack. Love you, girl. All right, Morgs, you're up, babe. You're going to take it away and share with us some of your exciting news about the whole corporate situation. And you've got some awesome shares from Sean's training, right?
Yep, I do. So talking about what Jack was talking about, I don't know if all of you got a chance to go to the Start booth for those of you that were at the event, but a wonderful, awesomely, just phenomenal woman was there. Her name is Mandy. You can find her on Facebook. Her name is Mandy Loader Isagenix, or they have a joint account that runs the big Start page. There's two girls, and the Facebook page is called Start You, and they just linked up with us so heavily, like more than I could ever even imagine. They were I got over 50 messages while I was sitting at the event. It was so overwhelming of people being like, oh my God, I just got told about Start Canada and these calls, and what is this? And just people that had never even heard of it. And to me, that was like mind blowing, because we think this is big now. We have like, I don't know, 2,500 people in this group. And yet there's all these people being like, this is so cool. So Mandy, I honestly should have reached out to her a while ago, but I think, they saw what we were doing, and that's what got them so fired up. They donated hundreds of dollars of Start gear to give away at the party, which was like mind blowing. They totally didn't have to do that. And they are just so linked up, because they know that, for this party to happen, for these shirts to happen, it's a bunch of, early 20-year-olds putting stuff in their credit card that they can't even afford. So like, our next event, our next step, corporate is totally involved. Corporate is totally pumping Start Canada. And that just blew my mind, because it just shows that, all of our hard work, all of our, tapping into these calls every week is just totally paying off. So one thing, if you guys, were touched by the party, were touched by anything, or just kind of want to show what Start Canada is about, if you guys want to shoot Mandy a message and just say, I'm in Start Canada, thank you so much for everything that you did, I think it would just kind of show our culture a little bit more. If you're looking for her Facebook link, I can totally send it to you. And then moving into this really quickly, I have less than 5 minutes, but my favorite part of this weekend was Sean Owens. Almost any event that he's at, it's always my favorite. And he touched on connecting and just becoming that natural connector. It's my goal this year to be a natural connector. And we know that to be that, we have to be authentic. We have to be a true servant, and we have to just be a true carer for other people and where they're at. And he really drove that in, and meeting people where they're at. And if you guys need help with that, need help getting into that mindset, the Go Giver book is so life-changing. And then Go Pro if you're looking for the skills on connecting. So the other thing that he talked about is 333, and that's something that this year I have been totally dedicated to doing. And at a past event, he talked about, if you can't handle 333, do 111. And if you guys don't know what that is, it means that you have 3 new connections a day, 3 follow-ups, and 3 pouring greatness. And this is something this year that I am so committed to doing, because every leader, even Christie Shaver, on the last call, said this is something that she does every single day. And it's creating that level of what fits into your life. There's some days that, I work 19 hours in a row and I can't go out and connect with people, but you better be sure that I'm connecting with new people on Facebook. If you guys need any help with, finding new people, I can totally help you with that. But also picking a number that won't cause you to go into burnout and then resent connecting with people, right? So maybe it's just connecting with 1 new person a day. It will completely transform your business, guys, I promise you. And then also knowing that we're human. We have a total ego, and it makes us fear rejection. It makes us fear the no. So getting yourself into that headspace that says, I'm going to work on my self-development enough that I can take these no's and run with them. As Jimmy Smith says, the no's build your character, the yeses build your business. And you have to get over that, right? You have to, celebrate those no's and practice being hit. And that just takes practice and getting over it. Sean Owen said a quote this weekend that I loved, and he said, people that say no, it's just because they don't know. And that's so true. We don't know where people are at. We don't know what they're going through. So we just have to know that this isn't their time, right? And we have to love them anyway. So 2 things that he said that are so classic, and if you guys don't know them, write them down a bunch of times so there's something that are always in the back of your head when you're talking to new people, is if I would you, and this may not be for you, but, and then go into, what you've chatted about. So just know that the no's are totally going to build you guys up, and you guys are going to become stronger givers and stronger leaders, and making yourself your best self, working on your affirmations and showing up to give is truly going to make your connecting so much easier.
Bam!
I fit in my time. Look at that.
Look at her, you guys. Give it up for Morgan. Oh my gosh. Power pack 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever that was. So how many of you are committed to doing something consistently 5 out of 7 days a week, whether it's 3, 3, and 3, 1, 1, and 1, 2, 2, and 2? You pick your number. You get to decide. Are you guys committed to doing that through the next, especially 90 days action plan? Okay. And I would like you guys to each type in the chat so you get a chance to practice what the words are. If I would you, so type that in the chat. If I would you, and this may not be for you, ... Type that in the chat. Every one of you gets a chance to type that in the chat. And if you guys actually have those phrases in the back of your mind, and it's going to be an easy go-to for you if you're ever sharing, you know, when you're out there and you're sharing with someone. If I, ... would you? So if I were to send you a video, would you take a look at it? If I sent you a quick link, would you take a look at it? You know, if I sent you someone's story that I think would really inspire you, would you take a look at it? And this may not be for you, but you can decide. I just love to share some information with you. Are you open to that? Okay. Fantastic, Morgan. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for all that you did to connect with corporate, because that was our intention this weekend, was to really let them know how serious you guys are about really making your presence known, right? And growing this movement, like Jack said, exponentially. So we now have, I'm going to ask the beautiful Kim Richardson to come out, and Kim's going to share some of her faves from Who Loved the Epic Pam Barnum. Bam, she hit it out of the park. Okay, Kim, take it away, hun.
Okay, so I'm not going to show you, but I'm definitely wearing red leather pants because that is what my goals are now. She literally ignited that, like, okay, so I need to sign up for my second Isabody tomorrow. So if you're not an Isabody, get in it. That's my first thing. But what I loved about Pam Barnum, what I always love about Pam Barnum, is she makes you laugh, and that makes you feel comfortable. And that's one of my favorite things about her training pieces is everyone thinks that she's like this powerhouse and she's funny and joking all the time, but she keeps things so serious, but she adds humor so that when you're learning, you don't feel as uncomfortable. And I love that. So one of her stories that I just want to share super quickly, which really hit home for me, and it's totally left side, but she talked about when she was an undercover cop in the drug section of I think it was in Toronto that she was working in at the time. But I loved this story. So she went up into this apartment of this drug lord and she was going to be buying these drugs off them. And they locked the door behind her. They had 3 guys in the room. She was all alone, unarmed, unwired. And there was these 2 Rottweilers with her. And she was freaking out, obviously. And she absolutely just kept cool and nothing bad happened. But later when she was interviewing this drug lord and said, why did you do that? Like I was a female, I was alone. And what his response was, I didn't know what your intentions were. I didn't know what you had. And that's one of the things that settled with me most in this piece is you don't know. You don't know what people's background is. You don't know what's going on in their life. You have no idea. So until you're able to ask those questions and hear what they're saying, not listen, but actually hear what they're feeling, then you don't know. So that's one of my biggest takeaways from her talk, which is related to your why, but totally offside. And then obviously she talked about your why and very Peter Kelly like what excited her now. So she was excited to get out to BC so that her son could continue skiing, get the best training so that he could potentially become an Olympic skier. Once they hit that though, they hit that plateau of, okay, so that happened. Like, what do we do now? And it's so refreshing to hear from leaders who had that experience. And I love that. So it's really about like what, and if you haven't watched Peter Kelly's, like Connecting with Your Why, go do it. But it's like, what now? What now? And everyone thinks that you need to ask that once you've hit your goals, but it's not even like, okay, it's Monday tomorrow. What now? I'm going to go to the gym 4 days a week. Like that's your why. That's part of your why. Okay. I'm going to connect with, like Morgan said, or Tina said, what are you committed to doing the next 90 days? I'm committed to connecting for 15 people a day or a week. And I'm doing that because I want to impact other people's lives. And that's what I'm excited about right now. Even though for me, I want to move out of my house eventually and get my own apartment. So it's all about now, especially being START members. We need to focus on that because we are excited by the 30 seconds that's happening right now and now. So please, like, just connect with what you're excited about now. And that's what I took away the most. I think I did my 5 minutes. Oh my God, I've never talked that fast before in my life.
Everybody breathe. We're going to fit everybody in and it's all going to be perfectly imperfect, but you freaking knocked it out of the park. We're doing great for time. You guys are like flying. But Kim, great shares. And yes, wasn't it so impactful? And I just loved, Pam got really real. I heard parts of her story I'd never heard before. And that was really, very impactful for myself. So thank you for those shares. And I'm really glad that you personally have got a little more clarity for yourself. I can just hear the growth in each of you. Like I'm sitting here like in tears because I can just hear how much you guys have just up-leveled yourselves just from this weekend. It's incredible. That's why the events are so key, right guys? All right, gonna pass it over to my lovely little sister, Lynn, and she's gonna share some of her favorite takeaways from this weekend. And it was an epic weekend for her too, I know. So go for it, Lynn.
Thanks, Tina. Hi, guys. It was an epic weekend this weekend, and holy shit, sorry. I had such a good weekend with everybody. I love you all. It's so nice to see new faces and old faces that I haven't seen in a while. Big up to the team mama over there. You're still young at heart, so don't ever leave this group, just saying. And so anyways, I got some takeaways from a lot of people this weekend, but Janie Snailgrove, big up to her. I really love that woman. She's so inspiring. She's beautiful. She's true. She has so much integrity. So a few things that she talked about was the products. So I don't know who's new and who's old in the Start Your Life movement right now, but if you're new or old, I suggest that you guys try a few new products a month. Maybe try once a month putting a new item in your order basket. Maybe you haven't tried the Isagenix. Throw that in there this month and try that out. So you can talk from integrity, see how it tastes, how you feel with more energy, the effects you get. Maybe you're getting even more leaner. The belly buster, you can incorporate that with it as well. So I'm committing to the next 30 days and beyond, 90-day action plan, to put a new item that I haven't tried into my order basket so I can speak from integrity and definitely feel the effects of all these amazing products that we have, because I've already fallen in love with that. So how many of you can commit in the next 90 days to put at least one new item in your order basket? All right, awesome. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was actually talking to people. As we know, this is a numbers business, and we just need to talk to people. We need to share our story with as many people as possible to really touch their lives and show them that we are real people, real results, and we have real products. We are going to be speaking from integrity, so never speak from we make any medical claims or anything like that, or don't worry about saying anything. If you haven't lost 30 pounds, don't say that. Just speak from integrity and say, hey, you know what? I've lost 5 pounds in the last 2 weeks and I feel amazing. I have incredible energy. I'm sleeping better, if that's true to you. And just do that. Definitely make a new list. If you haven't done it in a while, definitely make a new list. No judgment. Just write down as many names as you can think of. Your doctors, your chiropractor, your best friend if they're not with Isagenix already, family members, friends, high school kids that are over 18, anybody. Just put their name down. The chicken list goes first and just call them. So I'm committing to writing down all those chicken list people that I haven't called, anybody that I meet at the grocery store. Like, I'm going to be a spitball on fire. So how many of you can commit to the next 90 days of writing a new list and keep adding to it? Never take them off, even if they say no. Who's ready? Awesome. All right, cool. So the next thing, I just also want to say, don't worry about the rejections. I've heard so many no's, it's ridiculous. But the yeses are what's important, because those people catch the vision and they're the people that you want to work with. So the more no's that you get, your closer is that you're going to find that business partner that's going to say yes. So celebrate, do a dance, like do the Dougie. I don't care what you got to do. Just get through those no's and be excited about that, okay? If you get a no, call me and be like, I just got a no, and we'll just hang out. Anyways, so the tools. The other thing I want to talk about is the tools. Like, we are so freaking blessed that we have incredible tools to work with. The one that I'm going to commit to that's new on the market is the IsoTools Pro. I mean, how convenient is that? I'm a busy mom. I still have a job. I don't know. I feel like I'm busy all the time. So this is easy. I just go onto my app. I send somebody that I just need some information. I can see when they actually viewed it and follow up with them. That's the main thing. As soon as they view it, maybe a couple hours later, I'm going to call them back and be like, hey, I seen that you viewed the information that I sent you. What did you like best about it? Okay, so use those tools. We also have the isahealth.net. We have isabusiness.com, you know, the Isa Body Tools, Healthy Mind and Body, and the Isa movies are incredible as well. And for us Start Peeps, we have the Start Your Life movement videos too, or startyourlife.com, which is incredible. The last thing that I want to talk about is pace. Okay, so if you're like me, I've been one of those people that have been like a product user for the past, what is it, Tina, almost 5 years. I've helped some people get started, but I've been committed to taking these products for 5 years, and I'm pretty much a lifer. So I've set my pace. I've been through my own journey. Everybody's different. You know, everybody's not going to come out of the gate running, but I'm committing to setting my new pace for my new goals, which I want to achieve, that are for me. I'm not going to look at Tina's goals, meaning I'm not going to set the same pace as Tina. I'm going to set the same pace for me, and then I'm going to have it as pace for everybody else, for the team goals, to help them reach their goals. So don't judge yourself, just set your own pace where you can make follow-ups, calls, or anything like that. And the last thing that I want to talk about is just do this with joy. You want to love what you do, guys. And this is a really fun business, and it doesn't even feel like work. It's like we get to call and talk to people, hang out with amazing, incredible leaders, and become healthy at the same time. And I just think it's wonderful. And I look forward to meeting even more of you at events. And I just wish all of you the best success. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Lynn. Amazing shares. Do you guys take some notes on that? A couple of things there you're going to implement. And I love what Lynn talked about and how real she was with us and just sharing like that. I know that was her stepping out of her comfort zone in a big, huge way. You know, Lynn has done a lot in her life and she's experienced a lot, and she's been very consistent with keeping the products going in her body. And this, the one thing I want to say is that, you know, people may frustrate us, and people may, like I had a couple of people this weekend that kind of went half the time, didn't show up the rest of the time, never let me know that they were okay. I had one person who was gifted a ticket, never showed up. That stuff is going to happen, you know, and sometimes we want it for people. Like I can see the power in Lynn. I can see the possibilities for her. And I've never gotten frustrated with her and let her go, because I've always just poured belief into her. Sometimes people have to do the personal growth, have to take the time to love themselves, come from a place of what's important for them. I mean, I know myself, I've had those moments where there's been the peaks and valleys, just like if you were at the leadership meeting, you heard David talk about it. You know, it happens. It happens, right? So we have to just love and respect and honor people for their pace. Keep pouring belief into them. Don't get hung up on their outcomes, because their path is their path. Every one of us has a path that's been designed for us, right? And it may not be perfectly straight. It may not be what we think it's going to be, but we're always going to end up where we're meant to go. So please, if you have people in your team that are as epic as Lynn, and you can see where they can go, keep pouring the belief and the love, because this weekend was like, it was almost like a rebirth for Lynn. You know, it's like, it's her time. She's ready. Like what she's been doing the last little while is given her the power to step into her, her big girl pants and say, screw you, like I'm doing this. I got people that help there that need this and want help, and I'm ready to help them. I'm not going to be afraid anymore. So don't give up on your people, you guys. That's my point. I hope that lands with some of you. All right, we're going to pass. Yeah.
Do you want to know the coolest thing that just happened?
Yes, I do.
Eric Coover just commented on a picture of our shirts.
Sweet.
That's really cool.
See, guys? There we go. We're making our mark on the Couve. Okay, Charlotte, the amazing Charlotte Kingston, who showed up with an epic crew to the event this weekend. She has been a rock star at moving her business forward and really inspiring and helping people in her young age of the age group of the Start crew. We're so proud of you, my friend. So now we'd love to hear from you. I know you have some amazing things to share with the crew.
Hi, I do. Is it not Christie before me?
Did I not write that down right?
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, Charlotte, I'm saying, okay, this was building it up. Getting them all excited.
Lots to say.
Okay, let me back up. Christie Reed. So this is a girl who's got like a smile that penetrates your heart from the inside out. This woman is so incredible. So Christie, I'd love to hear from you. You're going to share with us from another powerhouse just like you, the incredible Susan.
Jeez Louise. Thank you so much. Okay, Kristen, I know you want to say something about Eric commenting on the shirts. Just say it. No?
Freaking awesomeness, I guess. I don't know.
I'm freaking the hell out about it. So like, oh, that's amazing. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. Way to drop that on us, Morgan. Okay. Okay, anyway, yes, I'm going to go over what Susan Sly basically trained us on, which is launching a new associate. And Susan Sly is such a powerhouse. Like, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. So she went through her piece really quickly because she just had so much information, and I'm basically going to do the same thing. Okay, so she started by saying that for every 10 people you enroll, statistically, 8 people will most likely only be product users, which is fantastic. We love our product users. But if we really coach people and walk them through a systemized path to succeed and get their products paid for, then we will most likely have higher than average stats. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen, here are Susan Sly's 8 steps to launching a new enrollment and why they're important. Really brief. Okay, so number 1 is ask for permission. So when you haven't got permission, it can bring up emotions in others that you weren't really expecting. So asking permission to speak to them about parts of their life builds trust, basically, and allows them to be at ease. And it was mentioned earlier, the like, if I send you a video, would you be able to watch it? That's asking permission rather than just sending it, right? Because again, we want to be asking those questions before assuming who someone is or assuming what they would like to see. So ask permission. This goes for everything. The second step is find out their why. Just as your why drives you, this is what's going to drive them. This is what's going to get them through the shit stuff of the crazy journey that we're all going through. So really dig deep with them. Obviously, once you've asked permission. Susan Sly actually has a file for every single new enrollment that basically has like every conversation she's had with them, what their why is, what drives them, so that it's really easy to come back to later in time when you really need to kick their ass to get into gear, because they're probably going to need you to help them do that if you're coaching them. So find out their why, let it drive them. The third thing is then to connect that new enrollment with the resources that we have. It will definitely save you time, and it will save them time as well. It will also show them how not alone they really are in this company. We have an amazing company, and we have so many resources. And a great way to give them all at once that she suggested is having that welcome email and basically filling it with, first of all, thanking them for working on their health, because it's a huge difference, as well as all of those links that Lynn had mentioned earlier, like Isa Health, Isa FYI, Isa Business, and Start Your Life. Anyway, as well as like the video that just launched on You Share, They Share. Those are things you can put in the welcome email that are very easy and gets them connected to resources so that they know that they can do it and they're not alone. The 5th step, right? No, 4th. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so 4th step is we do not reach our goals, we reach our standards. So this is important for us and for your new enrollee. It's definitely important for them to have big goals and to raise their standards of what they think that they can accomplish, because all of us definitely do not believe that we can accomplish some of the stuff that we see ourselves accomplish in this company. So definitely try to get them to raise their standard a lot higher. Something that I loved that she said about raising your standards, and I will be adapting, is that make it a personal standard to make sure that everyone in your team is in Isa body and in healthy mind and body. I'm so committed to doing that, because like that stuff changes your life and the way that you think and the way that you get stuff done. So that's number 4. Number 5, help them create their list. So most people think that they don't know anyone. I'm sure some of you had even said, like, I don't know who I would share this with. I don't know anyone. So definitely give them their list and help them find their list so that it will show them that people have a lot of people that they can connect with. Sit down and go through their Facebook, watch the videos on Isa Movie, and just start writing down names that come up. There's many different ways to do this as well, but those are 2 things. Oh, I missed a part. Okay. Oh yeah, and then also for later on when they are ready to share the business, if they decide to go that way, then they already have a list, and it's really easy to connect with those people. If they get nervous and just forget, go blank everyone that they've thought about, they have a list. The next thing is number 6, Teach them how to tell their story compliantly. This is incredibly important. Tell them how to teach their story compliantly. So when your new person is ready to share, keep them and our company and all of us safe by making sure it's compliant. Make sure they're not saying anything that implies that we treat, diagnose, or cure anything, because we're food. Our products are food, and that's it. And obviously, when it has to do with health, some serious things change, and people are going to want to say about these serious things changing, and just keep it compliant. So important. Number 7 is build through events. So we all know that events are obviously incredibly important, but you want to start where they're comfortable. You can start anywhere from calls like this all the way to the major 4 core events. There's things all the way through. And every single event that you go to builds your belief in yourself and in the company. And it will also definitely, the more people you bring to events, you'll notice how much your business grows as well, because you're building more and more people up through these events. So again, make it your personal standard to have at least one person at each event come with you. I was so fortunate enough that this event was the first one that I had people with me that were an expansion of our team, and it was so lovely. Like, I can't even describe how lovely it was. So build through events. And then lastly, match energy. This was my absolute favorite step and the one that I was most impacted by. So Susan ended with match energy. It starts with you believing in them more than they believe in themselves. But you can't flog a dead horse. I have never heard that saying before. Has anyone heard that you can't flog a dead horse? I thought that was hilarious. So anyway, what that means is if you have someone who keeps just asking questions and puts off starting, get that backbone and ask them, when I answer this question for you, is that going to get you started? And if they say no, then basically what you can say back is, really focus. Okay, because if not, I have people I really want to put my focus into that are running. So here's the links and resources that can answer your questions, and then just don't focus on them as much as you have been. Focus on the people that are running. So don't waste your time on those who will drain you. The people you're looking for are looking for you, and they'll step up. So go to where the action is, and the people who are responding and showing up, put your energy in them, match your energy with them. And if those people don't exist, and I can speak to this, there's been a while that those people haven't existed, do it yourself. Be the momentum you want to see in your team until it shows up, and then do it with them, but focus on yourself and match energy with the energies that you're meeting. Don't let anyone drain you. That was everything of the 8 steps. That's it. I'm shaking. I'm done.
That was awesome. That was a great wrap up, because that was a lot. You guys give her a hand, because that was a lot. You know what? We're putting 2 days into an hour wrap up here. So fantastic. I think you hit the nail on the head with giving those main points from Susan, Christie. So thank you. And here's what I'm going to suggest, you guys. If Christie said anything that you guys were kind of like, oh, I don't really know if I know where that is, or I don't really know if I, know much about that, or, I'm not really clear that I've done that myself. If you have an 8-step, like, go through these with yourself first to be sure that, even if, you weren't set up the same way with someone new, maybe they were new, with your sponsor, maybe they were new, or maybe, they're not around anymore, or whatever. But do this with yourself and get really clear on it and clear on where you're at, so that you can be even more effective at helping your people get set up for success. And like Christie said, how amazing would it be if you had every person that you helped get started had a freaking epic result and wanted to be a lifer, just like pretty much everyone on this call, right? So that's what we're aiming for. So Christie, thank you. That was incredible. So thank you for those shares, babe. I know you worked hard on that. Okay, Charlotte, you're up, my friend. Your turn.
Okay, so I'm about to give you guys a bit of a crazy reality check here, and then I'm probably going to cry because I've been reading team posts lately about people saying they love their team and they're excited for it to grow, and it's like my little team, and it's really super cute. But anyways, so we all have one of these, and if you don't have one of these, I'm going to show you where to find it. But sometimes you come home from events, and can anyone relate, this kind of sits on your counter? Anyone? Like, there's all these blank spaces, and some of them get filled out. Yeah. So we've heard all these leaders, we've heard everything tonight about how what is in this book is what determines your success. And then a lot of us still just don't do it. So something that I really loved, I loved Janie's whole piece about taking action. And a quote that she said is, commitment is doing the thing that you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you. And I sat there and I was like, wow, because I have gotten so fired up at events before. I've set huge goals. I've told people about them, and that's all great. You put it on your vision board, but you know, you have to do it even when you wake up the next morning and you're kind of tired and you haven't had your ionics yet. So for me, I just thought that was really cool, and like really the difference between wanting to do something versus deciding to do it, choosing to do it versus actually doing it. Because I used to think deciding to do it was like the big thing. Once you decided to do it, it was going to happen. And no, you still have to do it. So Janie talked about creating an action plan and how that involves using the products. Obviously, we all want to use the products first. That's where most of us started. That's what the most important part is. Use the products, have them out with you in public, bring your shaker cups, you know, bring your e-shots to the gym, drink your shake in the change room after your workout, you know, have the bars with you as snacks, give samples out, you know, especially to your team too when they're doing amazing jobs. Just make sure you keep the focus on the products. And then again, we talked about it tonight, try new products every month too to build your belief, and so that you have the answers to the questions. And then the next step is talking to people. And Janie said that, you know, how many people are you going to share Isagenix with every single day? And the most amazing thing, you guys, is that you get to choose that number. So like the advantage to this is you choose that number. So that could be one person a week. Like no one is going to force you to, you know, decide that number. Like you choose exactly what that number is. But then the downside is that, or the reality of it, not necessarily the downside, but the reality of that is that the number that you choose determines your success. So you're responsible for your success, and you choose that number based on what you can handle, but just know the higher the number, the bigger chance of your success. So really getting out there and talking to people. And then the last part is using the tools. And you guys, this is an insane tool. And if you haven't opted into your back office yet for the 90-day game plan, I'm going to show you hopefully how to do that. If I can share my screen. Can everyone see that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So this is in your back office. If you go up to Training Center when you log in, that takes you right to the screen. And this is the basic boot camp. I don't know if anyone's done that yet, but just as a side note, for people who are kind of in like your A, B, and C, if you kind of have B players that might be interested in sharing, I'm still sending them to that. They can still do that boot camp. It's all available, and it's really, really basic, like, you know, talking about the products, finding your why. But for people who are really ready to run with you, click the 90-day game plan or 90-day action plan, and you're going to opt in. And then the United States obviously started before us, guys, so they are like, it started already. But if you're deciding, you know, I'm going to start my 90-day game plan tomorrow, then start week 1 and put it in your calendar. You're going to do week 2 of the training here, week 3 on next Monday or third Monday. So just going through and do each of the trainings. They don't take that long. Make sure that your team that's running with you knows about this. Because I don't know about you guys, but like I have some team members I still need to reach out to that don't fully know about this, that weren't with us on the weekend. So that's super important, and it really is just following the systems. And then if you weren't at Red and White or New Year's Kickoff and you don't have an action plan, you can download it right here. So you can download the PDF, print it out. I love having a hard copy, so I think you can also get it on isasalestools.com or whatever that website is. I don't know if Tina wants to type that in. You can order one, I know. But yeah, so really guys, getting into action, hang on, is so, so important, because we can be inspired and we can post on Facebook about, you know, our goals and how excited we are and ready to launch. But if we don't launch, then 90 days from now, you're going to have the same rank and you're going to have the same feeling. And it's just, I know all of you want to be successful, and I want to be successful too. And I'm not going to keep going to events and not coming out of it and getting into action. So, another thing that I wanted to touch on is there isn't too much information on this on Isagenix Business like there's supposed to be for the Canadian calls, but there is supposed to be a Canadian action plan kickoff call this Thursday. And for Western Canada, there's one at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and then there's another one at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then a French one at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it should be isagenixzoomcanada.com. I think that's what was on isagenixbusiness.com, but those dates aren't on there. But try going to isagenixzoomcanada.com. That's all I could find. I'm assuming it's going to be there, but that'll probably be really good for Canadians who haven't had that launch of their 90-day action plan yet. And then I know I'm running out of time, but I just really wanted to touch on the power of having people at events, because you guys, sat at my first event in San Diego when I was 16, and my mom dragged me there, and the only reason I went was because I got to hang out by the pool and go shopping, or at least that was my plan, and I'd never been to California. And I got in that room, and all I could think was, oh my goodness, everyone needs to be in this room, right? Don't we come out of that room and think everyone needs to be in this room, everyone needs to be in this room, and then the next event comes and it goes by and you're like, wow, everyone really needed to be in that room. And then it goes by again, and you're like, man, people should be in this room. And you are what gets people in the room. And so I'm going to cry. For the first time ever, I had 12 of us in that room. And they're posting on Instagram, and, you know, these people that just got started, they're like, I love my team so much. And I think a huge part of it is staying at the hotel together and just building that culture too, because they met starters in other teams. And it's the craziest feeling in the world. Having, like, we're all 18, like my team and I, like, we're all so young, and they're meeting other people their age that really want to create an amazing life. And so I wrote on my vision board at Vegas last year, when I had not one single person in the seat beside me, that at Celebration this year, I would have 25 team members with me. And honestly, up until now, I was like, 25 is pretty crazy, but, you know, it's still on my vision board. I'm just going to keep it out there. But it's finally starting to look like, okay, it was on my vision board and I've been determined to do it, and it's actually going to happen. And I told my team there's going to be 25 of us, not 25 of you, 25 of us. And now they're all like, there's going to be 50 of us. We need a mansion. Like, and so I've booked 2 3-bedroom suites in Vegas, and we're going to fill those. Like, that holds like 18 people. We're going to need another one. So just getting people to events, I can't even talk about the power of it, because you come home and you have to train people on everything that you learned, and maybe that it's not the same feeling that you got while you were sitting in that room experiencing the culture. And so if they're in that room with you, oh my goodness, it makes a world of difference. And last final thing I want to say is we've heard this from Jimmy Smith, we've heard this from every single leader, and I think it's my biggest takeaway I've ever had ever. I ran into Audrey and James in Vegas at the airport, and they told me the same thing. They were like, everyone says this, but it's true. The only way to fail is to quit. I was sitting at Celebration last year with no one, and I'm sitting, you know, at Red and White kickoff this year with 12 of us, and then there's going to be like 30 of us at Celebration. The only way to fail is to quit. It is insanely true. Don't ever give up. It is completely possible. There's no reason that not every single one of you can do this, but you have to go do it. So opt into the 90-day game plan and start writing in that booklet and just follow the system.
Bam, that is so awesome. Charlotte, thank you guys. Give it up for Charlotte. And here's the thing I want to follow up. I just want to follow Charlotte with is that, and Susan's slide touched on this, is that I think it was Susan that said it. I can't recall, but Charlotte had her vision board, and she had that on her vision board. But do you think Charlotte just looked at her vision board and, like Susan said, prayed to the vision board gods and, like, you know, I'm so excited, I hope that, you know, this is going to happen? No, this girl's been in action, you know. And I want you to think about anything that you've ever wanted in your life that you made a decision. You decided, and then you put your tush in action. Right? You thought about it. Anytime there was something negative that would come up, you would negate that and just say, no, I'm not going to give energy to that. I'm going to stay in action. Right? So make the decision. And I had a conversation, and Jason can relate to this with your Isabody success. When I was talking to someone today about, you know, we help a lot of people, you know, we help them with transformations. We don't have to be experts at coaching people with mindset. We don't have to be experts at coaching people with nutrition or any of that. You know, like so many people have said on the call, like Christie and Lynn have referred to, we have amazing resources, and you have incredible people all around you we are a team, and we can work together to help support the people. But the most important piece, and every one of you on this call, I'm going to just back this up a little bit by saying I left this event with a new personal goal for the START movement for Canada. Number one, to have my one son become part of this by the end of this year. And I'm going to not cry when I say that. The second thing is that you guys start rank advancing. And I start seeing you guys moving across that stage, being recognized for your accomplishment in all the lives that you're changing. We start seeing more START people represented in Isabody. You know, that we start seeing all of you guys really putting into your power everything that you've been learning. It is fantastic to come on these calls. It is amazing to learn from all these incredible leaders. And it's amazing for you guys to step into your leadership and to share. It is really easy to hide behind it and not take the action. So decide, what am I going to do different? And I shared the story about Kellyanne. When Kellyanne got started, you know, she decided, she didn't think she wasn't going to succeed with her 30-day system. She was going to do it to the letter because she was going to have results. And then when she did, she was kind of shocked because she'd never had results like that before. She did it again, and she did it again. You know, she did her first Isagenix challenge. Do you guys know who Kellyanne Zander is? A lot of you guys do. So the winner of 2013, who was a friend of mine, and I was so grateful to be able to help her get started. So what I'm getting at is she did well the first one. She took a 6-month break in terms of staying consistent with products. She maintained, okay, and she worked on growing a business because people were watching, people were looking at her results. And then she decided, you know what, I'm going to do this again. And she called me and she said, Tina, and this is what I want you to think about. Who can you call to help you stay accountable? Maybe it's someone in this group. Maybe it's someone that's in your team, whatever it is. She called me and she said, Tina, I want to do Isabody again, but I want to be an Isabody finalist. And I said, Kellyanne, that is beautiful. Why don't you picture yourself winning? I want you to picture yourself winning, and I want you to picture what you're wearing. I want you to picture what you're saying. I want you to picture, what is the message? What are you putting out there? What is your message, you know, to people? Because they're looking for someone who has a message. They're looking for someone to represent and to be a role model. You know, Jason got chosen because of the role model, because of his consistency and his persistence and his dedication. You know, if anyone's an Isadude, Jason's an Isadude, right? He lives and breathes it. So, and just, I want you to think about, what is something that you have wanted to do, that you've kind of said you've wanted to do, but you haven't fully decided. You guys, fully decide and fully commit, and then write it down. Put it on the wall in your bathroom, in the mirror, whatever. Write it with this, whatever. But don't just write it, and don't just put it on the vision board. I want you to start speaking life into it. There it is, Isabody finalist. So every day, you know, if you're feeling like you've had a champion, she wrote champion, or he wrote champion. Who is that? That's Jason, champion. See, so now he's going for the champion. We envision you doing that. So put it out there, and every time you have a wall-kicking moment, and every time you have a moment where you eat a pizza, or you do, you know, you don't do your daily action with your connecting or whatever, give yourself some love. Say, you know what? I love it. Say, you know what? I'm so happy and grateful that I am changing lives. I'm so happy and grateful that I am connecting with more people. You know, I'm so happy and grateful that I know I have what it takes, whatever it is. But are you guys hearing me? Are you hearing me on this? Because I can tell you, I can see what you guys are capable of. And I know you're all excited after this event to up-level it. And what I want you to do after this call, I'm going to just do one more thing I want to talk about here. But after this call, I want you guys to take a moment, and I want you to write down about how amazing you're feeling right now after this event or after this call and what you've learned. I want you to write down how excited you are to be with this most epic, freaking company that does nothing but love on us and does nothing but give us more every single time we go to an event, does nothing but provide opportunity for each and every one of us, no matter where we come from, who we are, what we do, what our past is, what stupid things we've done. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment. We are loved and accepted. We have got an opportunity to make anything happen in our lives, and you guys are sitting, you know, just before the peak of reaching an amazing goal, whatever that goal is for you, and then there'll be a new peak. There's going to be a new one. So whatever that is, I want you to take the time to write down how incredible you feel now. For when you have those moments when you're not feeling so good, I want you to go back and read that. Can you guys commit to doing that? Taking 5 to 10 minutes for yourself tonight after this call? Awesome. Okay, now Charlotte did an amazing job talking about, like, how lucky are we to have, like, friggin' tracks to run on, right, with this 90-day action plan. And I love they called it an action plan, because we're not playing a game. We're changing lives. Like, we're in serious business here. So I had a couple of people come up to me at the start party that are from different teams, and they don't have support systems. They are kind of orphaned in their teams. They're kind of cross-line. They're all over the place. And we all know people like that, right? We all know that. Well, we're a family and we're like one team. So I'm just going to put this out there to you, because some of you guys have people who are supporting you. You're maybe doing 90-day action plans with your team. Maybe you've got your own pot of people that you're doing one with, which is fantastic. But I just wanted to throw this out because I was talking to Morgan about this earlier. Here I am saying that how awesome it would be for, you guys to all hit your Crystal Manager reset, Crystal Director reset, Crystal Executive reset. How many of you guys could get pretty excited about that? Celebration would not be a what if you hit all those bonuses. You'd be freaking there with friends, like Charlotte said. All right. So if you guys want to start doing a 90-day action plan together, those of you that, would love to plug into the Start Candidate group and start doing it together, here's what I was thinking, and this is a discussion. I'm not going to say this is what's going to happen, but I know that when I've run a 90-day game plan before, and I've had the people in the group do accountability in terms of, posting a sheet of the action that they've taken, posting their goals, working together towards it, celebrating wins, people are rank advancing, that kind of thing. We're talking about their lives we're changing, talking about the people we're helping, all of that. We're learning from each other. There's been huge success from that, and I resisted that for a really long time. But when I stayed open to it and I went in Pam Barnum's group and I was chicken to get kicked out, I rank advanced in that group. So what I'm saying is that if you guys are open to it, we can run a 90-day action plan group with you guys. And we were thinking that if we run the regular call, I know I'm getting close to time here, but if we run the regular call from like 8 till 8:45, which we typically wrap up by then, those of you that want to stay and do an action plan together, we can spend the last 15 minutes just touching on what were the wins, what did you guys get accomplished, what were a challenge, and we can structure it a little bit more, whatever, but just spend 15 minutes setting some intentions personally as well as maybe as a group for the next week, and we can do that through the 90 days. And what I'm going to do is the people that we have coming on the call, Morgs and I are going to make sure that the people speaking are speaking in terms of in keeping with the 90-day action plan. So you guys are getting the training that's required to, follow through with everything in the 90-day action plan and really moving yourselves forward with the skills that you really want to and require improving so that you can really make shit happen. Sorry, I keep saying I said the S word too. Sorry, Hannah. Okay, does that sound cool, you guys? I'm sure your mommy and daddy have never said that word. Okay, is that cool? You guys open up your mics and let me know. What do you think about that idea?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay, awesome. Now I'm thinking that here's the thing. This week, if you guys don't have this, Charlotte told you where to go get it, and you can also print it from isagenixbusiness.com if you want to just print off your own copy from home. There's a prep section, so how you can get yourself prepped to begin, I believe, in this book somewhere. Yeah, there's a prep section, I think, somewhere. Anyways, this week, I would consider this week to be prep week, and that we would get started on Sunday, March 5th. I won't be on that call, but you guys want to maybe get started, I can touch base with you guys about that. What do you guys think about that for a start date? Yeah, and you may be doing different start dates with other people. It doesn't matter. The whole thing that's going to happen, you guys, is your business is going to move forward, right? You're definitely going to grow in what you're doing with how many people you're helping rank advance, and your own personal. Make sense? Okay, awesome. All right, does anyone have any events coming up that you guys want to share?
Well, they're doing the Red and White Experience Isagenix tour. That's in a lot of cities because associates are running them themselves and corporates just sponsoring them.
Exactly. So maybe what we'll do is maybe someone can throw that. It's isagenixevent.com. You can find all that stuff on there with the dates on that and what cities they're coming into, and that you can check that out. Make sure you get those dates written down. And if you know people in those areas, and if you don't, you yourself are not in that area, reach out to your start friends or, other people to maybe meet your people there. Okay. Was there any questions that I didn't cover? Does it mean we don't sign up in the back office until the 5th? I would say it's up to you, Tyke, but just get into action with whatever it is that you want to do. Don't wait.
There's a lot you can be doing in your action plan, like filling out your goals, filling out what your schedule is going to look like, that if you're rushing into starting it, then maybe that's too rushed and not, I think it is a good week to have a prep week. And I also like that our calls are on Sunday nights, and then you can launch your week on the Monday right after we hear the takeaways on the Sunday, and then watch the training on Monday, for week 1, week 2, starting next Monday.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great point, Charlotte. Is that good? Is that helpful, Tyke? I say the biggest thing is just keep in action. Okay, so just keep yourself moving forward. Even if you are doing your prep week, still think about, who could I share this with? Who is it that I really want to reach out to? And you might just send someone, like a quick message. Hey, I was thinking about you today. How are things going? So just get into the habit of consistent connecting. Okay, you guys, I would just love to, does anyone else have any other shares or big things you wanted to, put out to the group or anything like that before we close out?
Sarah also, sorry, you about to say that, Sarah? She threw in the group that Tuesday's the last day to enter Isabody to be in the celebration judging period.
Yeah, if you want to be on stage with me at Celebration, you got to get into your Isabody before Tuesday, I guess.
That's very generous of you to tell us, Jason.
Just saying, otherwise you got to wait till next year at NYKO. And NYKO is a great time to be a finalist, but if you want to be on stage with me, I'd like some company.
I'm going to post a picture of my boyfriend in Start Canada because he seriously is a younger version of Jason, and it would be so funny if they were on stage.
Like Jason and his mini-me.
He is. They're the same height. So when we were looking at what kind of muscle he would put on, they're the same height. So
and we are doing an event in Aurora, not tomorrow, but the following Monday. So Jen Perry, myself, Carrie Odiatu, and Sarah. So all four of us will be there. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Kitchener Auditorium, March 9th. Carol Fulong, Sheila Renard.
Nice.
Good job. We're looking at March the 8th for Barrie. I'm just confirming the venue, but I think it'll be Mike and Janie and myself doing March 8th in Barrie, Wednesday night. Awesome. Okay, you guys, big gratitude to each and every one of you. Give it up for the speakers today, you guys, all the people that shared. Good team collaboration, all right? And again, go out there, go get it, you guys. Remember, you promised, go write for 5 or 10 minutes. Put it all down on paper so when you have those moments, you can remember how excited you are, okay? If anyone has sent you any gratitudes for the weekend, I'm sure some of you got some, thank you for the event, thank you for whatever. Those are going in your win box. If you don't have a win box, you might want to make one because it really is powerful. All right, I'm going to quit yapping. Let's do a team picture. Hold on, crew. You guys come out of your hiding unless you're not wearing clothing. Okay, come on out. Let's do lovely faces. Lovely faces. Brad, Adriel, Lena, are you guys in your jammies? If you guys are there, open up your mics. And if not, 1, 2, 3. They're shy. I'm going to do one more. Hold on. There's Lena Meister. Lena, did you wash your hair? Is it hair wash day today for Lena? That doesn't happen too often. It's a special day. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Stop it right now.
Okay, bye guys. I just told her secrets. Oh, she's pissed now. Watch out. Death by lean is going to be terrible for Tina. Okay. Good night, guys. Love you. Bye. She totally hid.
I did not hide, teens.
Okay.
I'm just saying I got nice hair. It doesn't matter if I wash it or not, okay? Y'all met my hairdresser on the weekend, so I'm not offended at all.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
I tried to rebuttal there too, but I was muted, so it got really awkward. So,
I'm glad.
Oh well.
Turn it to domestic between you and me. We have to.
Yeah, well, we'll do some boxing at the gym.
Yeah, right. That's right. Okay, guys.
All right. We try to take ourselves off of record mode here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, seriously.